Hello and welcome to our Christmas hymn meditation. Let me feature a few of the Christmas carols that we first heard in the church as a kid and have extended its popularity to the secular world. Today we can hear these carols being played in the malls while we do our Christmas shopping. Let us know a brief history of these carols that would somehow help us appreciate them more. O come, Emmanuel, or Veni, Veni, Emmanuel, is a Christian hymn for Advent and Christmas. The text was originally written in Latin. It is a metrical paraphrase of the O antiphons. It is called O antiphons because all verses starts with O. It is a series of plain chant antiphons attached to the Magnificat at Vespers over the final days before Christmas. The hymn has its origin over 1,200 years ago in monastic life in the 8th or 9th century. 7 days before Christmas Eve, monasteries would sing the O antiphons in anticipation of Christmas Eve. And the 8th antiphon, O Virgo Virginum, or O Virgin of Virgins, would be sung before and after Mary's Canticle, the Magnificat. The Latin metrical form of the hymn was composed as early as the 12th century. Away in a Manger is a Christian carol first published in the 19th century and used widely throughout the English-speaking world. It was entitled as Luther's Cradle Hymn in 1887 by James R. Murray. He further stated in his popular songbook, Dainty Song for Little Lads and Lasses, that Martin Luther had not only written Away in a Manger, but had sung it to his children each night before bed. The claim of Luther's authorship remained to be made well into the 20th century, but it is now discarded as false for some reasons. The two most common musical compositions that go with the carol are by James Ramsay Murray, written in 1887, and William J. Kirkpatrick, written in 1895, which I will play today, and it is arranged by Carol Tornquist. Expressing the good news of the birth of Christ, who is born to save. This medieval carol calls all Christians to rejoice with heart and soul and voice. The story of this hymn has always been about accessibility to the Christmas story. In the late medieval period, there was a tradition of using folk songs to teach illiterate church-goers the gospel story. The hymn, Good Christian Men Rejoice, is a good example of that practice. Bring a Torch, Chinette Isabella, is a Christmas carol which originated from the Provence region of France in the 16th century. The carol was first published in 1553 in France and was subsequently translated into English in the 18th century. The carol tells the story of two milkmaids, Jeanette and Isabella, who went to milk their cow in a manger in Bethlehem, only to find the baby Jesus sleeping in the hay. They ran to town to tell the village of the coming of Christ, and the townspeople came with their torches to view the sight for themselves. It Came Upon the Midnight Clear, or the Angel Song, was written by Unitarian minister Edmund Hamilton Sears from the wellsprings of his faith in God and the belief that through the centuries, God sends his emissary angels to earth with a resounding message of peace. He also wrote his carol while recovering from a devastating illness and from the depths of profound despair. Angels We Have Heard on High focuses on the shepherd's encounter with the angels foretelling of the birth of the newborn child. Reports said that in 129 AD, Pope Telesphorus ordained that Gloria be sung at the Christmas Eve midnight Mass. The phrase became known as the Angel Hymn and considered one of the earliest known Christmas hymns. I'll be playing a medley of the 4 Christmas carols arranged by Mark Hayes. The world's most famous Christmas song, Silent Night, comes to us from Austria. Stille Nacht in German is considered a national treasure in Austria. Traditionally, the song may not be played publicly before Christmas Eve, and any commercial use of the 180-year-old carol is verboten or prohibited. The song was written by Franz Gruber. O Come All Ye Faithful is an adaptation of a Latin hymn, Adeste Fideles. The exact origins of the original hymn was not known, but it was likely composed by John Francis Wade in 1751. Herald Angels Sing is an English Christmas carol that first appeared in 1739 in the collection Hymns and Sacred Poems. The carol, based on Luke chapter 2 verse 14, tells of an angelic chorus singing praises to God. As it is known in the modern era, it features lyrical contribution from Charles Wesley and George Whitefield, two of the founding ministers of Methodism, with the music adapted from Vaterland in Din and Gowan by Felix Mendelssohn. God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen is one of the oldest existing carols, estimated to be from the 16th century or maybe earlier. The earliest known published version of the carol is in a broadside paper dated in 1760. The traditional English melody is in a minor scale and has been associated with the carol since at least the mid-18th century, when it was performed and recorded by James Norris under the title The Old Christmas Carol. Let me end this Christmas hymn meditation with Heart Medley, a piano solo arrangement of 3 carols by Melody Bobber. I wish you a meaningful Christmas and a much better 2022 ahead. May God bless us always.